Morning, guys. Tanner here from STK Cattle and Hay. We'll be setting up a new strip of grass for the cattle to graze. We're going to be making a big rotation around the farm today. We've got what I've been calling the coal cow herd and heifer. Heifers getting bred. They're over there. You can see a couple of them, but they're going to need to move to the southwest 80. The pairs are on the northwest 80. They're going to move to the northeast 80, and got to build a pasture divisions and start putting strips in on all of those. So it's going to be one of them days. Well, we got 2 or 3 tenths of rain today. They're the first thing this morning, and we've got a pretty good chance of rain this afternoon. But you can see some of the oats that are still here. Those are belly button high. Cattle like that. They'll eat these. But this pasture's been rested for I'll say it's been rested for at least 90 days, if not 120. I think it's sometime in March whenever I last had cattle in here. Might have been February, now that I think about it. I think the cattle were in here whenever I planted it to oats. So it hasn't had much cattle on it since then, but of course the cattle kind of beat up the oats right away, but there's plenty to eat in here, a lot of diversity. Got sunflowers. I know I saw some here's some vetch. There's actually quite a few patches of vetch. Get my shadow out of the way. But there we got some legumes. Got wildflowers. Up on these hills, you can see the white on top of the hills. It's not snow, that's wildflowers. It'd be fun to have snow in the middle of June in Oklahoma. That'd get the global warming folks stirred up. But like you said, more vetch. There's some pretty good patches of vetch that came on out here. There's a lot of foxtail, and the cattle don't seem to be eating that real well. They're staying in water right here. But here we've got some bindweed. I don't mind that. Cattle eat that real good. I see people turning cattle out on wheat after they cut the wheat for grain. Their cattle dang near live off of bindweed for up until August, when they start farming it under again. So if I got a little bit of that in my pastures, I don't care. But yeah, more vetch. I like seeing vetch. Legumes growing in your pastures, always a good thing. And once they get a little bit bigger, kind of like the vetch here, get more mature in the summertime, they kind of get bitter, and the cattle don't eat them real well, which kind of locked in tight. I think they'll graze it, but now that we're almost done calving, we'll be More standing water. Now that we're almost done grazing, I think we will be able to speed up our rotations again and get back to moving cattle. So that should let the veg come back and recover. These oats, they'll hit those pretty hard, but it'll grow back probably. But we're starting to get crabgrasses. We are starting to get sandburrs. Saw some of them up by the gate. There's she one of them nice sandburrs. Just so you can say you saw it. But yeah, I'll try and check in here later. If not, there's joint grass. Talked about that in another video. But I'll try and check in as we call cattle through gates and stuff. See if I can bring you guys along some. If not, thanks for watching, guys. We'll hopefully see you later on today. Alright guys, I just marked the post. There's a spare stock tank. Marked where I'm going to set the reel. Got another post up on top of that hill. Got another post on the feeder wire over east. But I was going to show you what happens when you pretty much have one watering point on your farm. There's a turtle. But here you can see we're getting more pigweeds as we go closer to the watering area. Getting more pigweeds, sandburrs, bigger pigweeds, more sandburrs. But look at these. These are getting, that one's probably 5 foot tall to the tip. There's one weed sticking up in the middle there that got to be over 6 foot tall. But pigweeds like to grow where you have excess nitrogen. So, and the sunflowers grow where there's a compaction problem. So here, close to the watering area, cattle have stood and stomped around to the point that I have compacted area, and all the manures caused it to have a little extra nitrogen. And the cattle will graze those pigweeds off. I'm not too worried about nitrates. They'll graze enough further out there that, and they're not coming off of, they're coming off of there. They're all the way on the far west end by those trees down there. They're on the far west end now. They're grazing sunflowers on a hilltop and knee-high, it was knee-high oats, and crabgrass is coming. So I'm not worried. I'd only be worried if they were coming in on an empty stomach. I think they've had plenty to eat recently, so not going to be an issue. But I'll check back in with you again in a little bit. Alright guys, we just got the cow-calf pairs moved. Got my wife Lacey helping, but we moved them through those panels. Kind of came around, looped around, and now they're out on top of that hill. We sorted off one more cow to sell, so we also would have done more videoing, but they're out exploring their new paddock. So they've got roughly 10 acres, and we'll move the horses next. So stay tuned. We'll be back in a few seconds for you guys. All right, here we are. It's raining. Hadn't taken a video in the rain. We're moving the cull cows, and the heifers were getting bred. We're moving them into a pasture that we've had the horses on for a while. And it's probably one of the best pastures we have right now. It's the best I've seen it in 3 years, at least. Woo! Come on! We'll see if they'll follow. They get a little confused when we rotate everything around the farm and things get us excited and go different ways, so. But this is the most forage that I've seen in this pasture in a while. It's not straight grass, but between all the pigweeds and cheat, different other kinds of grasses, rye, oats, there's some Bermuda and some native grasses coming. But if these cows and heifers can't get bred on this, then they won't get bred on anything. But that's probably, I don't know, 2/3 of the herd there. We've got a few more to go get. There's a bull and a few heifers left that I can tell without counting. But anyways, we've made a full rotation. The horses are where the cow-calf pairs were. Cow-calf pairs are on a pasture that hasn't had anything on it and since sometime in March, and these girls are going on where the horses were, so kind of I guess what you'd call a leader-follower group, but they're going to town on pigweeds and moving on out. But it's raining. Still got my lovely assistant. She's thrilled. But I think we're going to head to the house and let the rain pass. And we'll catch you guys next time. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. And you guys have a blessed day. Thank you.